Hello there everyone, I'm Zachary Van Zant and this is National News. Last episode we covered the coronavirus, and I'm sure by now you've heard enough about the coronavirus through social media and whatnot. So instead, today I'm gonna bring you something to take your mind off this mess. Politics. Wait. Although politics may not sound very riveting, today I wanted to inform you on the state of the presidential election. Specifically the primaries. For Republicans, we have, well, not much to talk about there, but just to be clear, Donald Trump has collected and even excelled beyond the amount of delegates needed to win. Now to the Democratic side of things. As of March 30th this year, Joe Biden is in the lead with 1,217 delegates. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders is trailing at 914 delegates. Although there's no winner yet, because the required amount of delegates that you have to be declared winner is 1,991, the predicted outcome is that Joe Biden's gonna win. But for now, there will be no advancements in the primaries because of, you guessed it, the coronavirus. That's all I have for you today. From everyone here at GWN, wishing you happiness and healthiness during these strange quarantine times. I'm Zachary Van Zant. I'll see you next time.
The quarantine has been a little crazy, hasn't it? People are finding new ways to spice up the boredom and be kind to their fellow neighbor. Recently, a man showed gratitude to delivery drivers by leaving bottles of hand sanitizer and rolls of toilet paper on the front porch with a sign saying, "Take it if you need it." Some people are taking to their balconies to provide entertainment for their neighbors, especially in Italy. Another considerate act that is going on is that several supermarkets are opening early for elders so they can shop at their own pace and not risk exposure to the virus as heavily as they would during normal hours. Just last night, March 29th, there was also an iHeartRadio charity fundraiser, which was a living room concert starring many famous musicians such as Elton John, who was the host, the Backstreet Boys, and Her. The show supported Feeding America and the First Responders Children's Foundation, drawing 8.7 million viewers and receiving over $1 million before the first half of the show was over. I think that it's refreshing to see all of this kindness and consideration, especially after recent political events rendered many without hope that our differences could be put aside. These acts, as well as Washington joining sides to pass a stimulus bill, restore faith in humanity and make the quarantine a little more bearable. Hopefully this temporary halting of our lives will be informative and relaxing, and that it will end sooner rather than later. Have a great day, St. Paul's.
Can a Crip donate blood? Who taught the first teacher? Maybe the reason that the ocean is so salty is because the land never waves back. How did they know what time it was when the first clock was invented? What color is a mirror?
Hi, I'm Jack Bertuzzi, and today I'll be talking about a stolen painting. Recently, in the Netherlands, a Vincent van Gogh painting was stolen. This painting was called Spring Garden, the Vicarage Garden in Nieuwennen in the spring, and it was being stored in the Singerland Museum, east of Amsterdam. It was taken at about 3:15 on Monday, the 23rd, and was shuttered due to the coronavirus. The thief broke a glass door to get into the museum and triggered the alarm, but by the time officers arrived on the scene, it was gone. The thief is still on the run, and the Netherlands police are still looking into this crime. The museum director said that the owners of the painting are angry, shocked, and sad at the theft. Let's hope the thief is caught, and as we continue during this quarantine, may we be safe from anything like this happening again. This has been Jack Bertucci, GWN, St. Paul's.
Many communities in Wheeling, West Virginia were flooded last weekend after heavy rainfall and harsh winds left 2.5 inches of water, leaving hundreds of residents' homes with flood damage and without power. The National Guard has agreed to aid along with the American Red Cross and Community Lutheran Partner Incorporated with the removal of mud and debris from the streets. Reasons for power outages have been traced to high wind speeds of up to 30 to 40 miles per hour. Marshall County EMA Director Tom Hart said around 2,000 people were left without electricity Sunday evening. While there have been no injuries or deaths reported, Wheeling was not the only community affected by flash floods. Woodsdale, Elm Grove, and Triadelphia, all other areas of Ohio County, have also been flooded. A portion of the national road in Woodsdale was temporarily shut down as well. Let's hope for a speedy recovery for all those affected by the rainfall, including those diagnosed with COVID-19. This is Clayton Cockfield. Stay safe, St. Paul's.
Hello everyone. Today I'll be talking to you about my dog Gus. Gus is the best dog because he is one of the founding fathers of this very country. Did your dog ever do that? No. Your dog is nothing compared to mine. My dog has been to the moon, and Gus was born next door to the prophet Isaiah being shot out of Old Faithful. Soon after birth, Gus lived at life as a cowboy, fighting in the war against moles alongside some of the greatest cowpokes ever, such as Billy the Kid, Jim White the Buffalo Hunter, Ben Franklin, John Marston, Sheriff Woody, and Michael Jackson. After Gus fought in the Great Emu War, he decided to play some smooth jazz in a blues band. And after some more courageous fighting, Gus went to church, then soon after raced his motorcycle. Gus is now living his life as a guitar. Next time, I'll inform you of the best linebacker in existence, Jax.
Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Dotto, and for today's news for you, I'll be explaining what you need for survival.
Seriously? Aren't you overreacting a bit?
Welcome to the apocalypse, Mr. Squidward.
Now, it is highly unlikely the world as we know it will turn into an apocalyptic scenario, but if there's even a small chance of it happening, you should still be ready. Step 1. Food. When those stores shut down, you're gonna need whatever scraps of food you can get, so while you still can, invest in gardening. The more plants you make, the higher the yield for you, but if you don't have that much space to work with when planting, try investing into chickens and a chicken coop. One chicken lays an egg every 25 hours. So grabbing a dozen chickens will surely feed your family of 3 safely. Remember, the more, the merrier. But if you're stuck in the city, yeah, you better be ready to move out. Step 2, water. Now, you don't want to be left thirsty and looking like a guy who does track in the middle of the apocalypse, so you're going to need water. While you can find a plethora of water bottles out there, it will eventually become scarce. So if you have the time, invest in a rain catcher and a dew catcher. There are plenty of designs online to take inspiration from and how to build these, but these two are important to your daily life. But what if there isn't a rainstorm for several weeks, or the dew catcher isn't making enough water? My solution to you is, if there's any form of a water source nearby, a pond, lake, or even salt water, take advantage of it. Grab a gallon of that contaminated water and have it go through a water filter. You can buy one of those online or simply make one yourself with charcoal powder, sand, gravel, clay, and a plastic bottle. Once the water is filtered, you can boil the water on a fire to kill any bacteria, which will make that sweet, succulent water good to drink. Step 3. Weapons. Now, you're stuck in an apocalypse not because of a virus, but because of problematic hoarders, and while you're enjoying your life thanks to the steps I've explained before, those hoarders will eventually run out and search for more resources and take interest in your renewable solution, so you're gonna need weapons for yourself. Stock up on all sorts of weapons. Melee weapons like bats are good for slugging bandits, while a bow and arrow will become your best friend when looking for food. And finally, utilize your firearms for defense. I would advise you against hunting with firearms unless it's a last resort, mainly because the blast will give away your position away to possible bandits, and you may not have enough ammo to deal with the rest of that gang of bandits. Now, if you paid attention to all the steps I've given, you should become a professional survival expert and be able to survive in the wasteland. Ignore this and you'll be fine, unless the worst comes and you're stuck. Your life is in God's hands by then. This has been GWN. Good luck, Wastelanders.